Attracting your soulmate is a lot simpler than you think. Would you like to attract true love? Would you like to manifest your soulmate? Well, if you can say these 13 words that I'm about to share with you, it's all going to work out. See, I thought I was destined to be alone. The person I was in love with left me many years ago, and I started saying these 13 words. And I, out of absolutely nowhere, attracted my soulmate and now my wife, Ashley, and my life has never been better. It's increased my health, my wealth, my happiness, my growth as a person. And I feel so lucky that I found her, and I found her by saying these 13 words. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. Let's dive right into this video. Point number one, I am not naked and I do not have a bikini top on. I am waiting to get into the gym, and apparently on Saturdays, they open a little bit later than I thought. So not naked currently. Anyways, to the video. So what happens all the time is we don't realize that there are certain words we are saying that are blocking our soulmate. I didn't know that until I stumbled across these words. Now, when you say them, just a warning, it's going to be very different. It might shake your beliefs, but it's going to allow you to attract love and let love into your life. But first, just a quick word from our sponsor. It's the good old like button on the side right over there. You know, one thing that you can always count on in this world is that if you hit the like button, you will support this channel. Fantastic idea, great opportunity, and just a wonderful investment that you could make. So if you hit the like button on the side right over there, you will be approved by our sponsors. Now, before I tell you the words, before I tell you these words, I want to tell you a little story. And I thought that I was in love. I was in my very early 20s. I may have been 20 when it started. And I thought we were going to be together forever. I was so like, yeah, come on, baby. And she probably left me because I said that. Yeah, come on, baby. And then kind of things were fantastic, and all of a sudden found out that she was leaving to the other side of the world and liked someone else, wanted to be with someone else. And I started saying things to myself like, please, I just want her to take me back. Please, I just want her to take me back. And I started saying things like, I can't believe that she would do this. And I started saying things like, I'll never find someone better. And I started saying things like, I'm going to find someone better, and I'm going to show her. All of that is not the energy of love. The reality is, she liked someone more, and she left. And that's the end of the story. But I attached a bunch of thought processes that were actually keeping me away from attracting love into my life. And then I had this big shift. And the shift came when, like, it was almost like God put the words inside of me. Like, I don't even know if I said them, but they like came through me. But when they did come through me, oh my gosh, I felt good. And it didn't take very much longer for me to finally attract someone a million times better for me. Because I didn't realize that there was all these problems in the relationship of the woman that she broke up with me. I can't say I broke up with her. And I didn't even realize, because I needed love so bad. I wanted to be with someone so bad that it wasn't really love, it was need. And that's why it was destined for failure. So I said these words: I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. 13 words, man. You know, the one thing that I'm so grateful for is that I learned basic addition. So 13 words. I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Oh my gosh. the word just came through me, and I realized I'm not even happy, and I'm trying to fill my void by trying to get this person back. And in the beginning, by trying to make a relationship that really wasn't a match, by trying to make it work. Because I was afraid to be alone, and I was afraid to fill my void. And so I went on this rampage of happiness. And I had this big shift in my life. I realized, my health was not where I wanted it to be anymore. I had worked so hard on writing my first books, and I had basically left my health aside. I also wasn't where I wanted to be in my career at all. And I started focusing on these things, and I said, you know what? What I need to do is focus on loving myself in my life so much that the right person, through the laws of the universe, will come up that totally matches that energy. It will just happen. And I'm letting go of trying to figure it out. I'm not going to go on 9 million different dates. I'm not going to try to figure it out, because as soon as I'm trying to get love, I'm subconsciously in a place of need. So even the relationships that I attract are not going to be the right ones. I don't need someone else to complete me. Even today, I don't need someone else to complete me. And my wife and I know that. We both know that we don't need the other person to complete us. In fact, when we do, it's generally when we get in arguments, because one of us gets needy. And then we're not filling the other person's expectations, and it causes resentment, frustration, or conflict. Happiness is an inside job. And when you get two people in a relationship that know that and are living that or practicing it, guess what? That's when it's not two halves make a whole. It's two totally whole people make a double whole, or something like that. And then everything starts getting better. But you have to say these words. Comment that down below. Comment these words down below. These 13 words. I am promising you, if you can start to say these words and live these words, you will attract the most amazing relationship ever. It will happen. So Sam, I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Right there, down below. I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. I do not need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Yeah, I understand this in theory, Jake, but let me tell you another story. Woman that she was one of my best friends. I actually liked her, and we kind of sort of dated when we were in high school. And she always had boyfriends. And she was one of those people that maybe it's almost like they're never single. But every relationship never works out. Extremely, stunningly beautiful, good sense of humor, some other adjectives that you could throw in there. And she always had boyfriends because everyone wanted to date her. She was one of the prettiest people at school. And they never worked out. Why did they not work out? Well, talking to her many years later, she was actually depressed. She was very unhappy all throughout high school. So she needed a relationship because it was how she was trying to fill that void, either with sex, or just attention, or just stimulation of always having someone around. She didn't know that at the time. And then she found out years later through another failed relationship, another failed relationship, another failed relationship, another failed relationship. Because the relationship can't work when you're in that energy. It just can't. And she finally realized it, and she went to work on herself. She was like, what do I really want to be happy? What would happen if I stopped trying to just date someone and I focused on that happiness, that someone else can't complete me? If I finally realized that, and that happiness is an inside job. And she said she had the best 6 months of her life. And then out of nowhere, someone just shows up. That's what happens. They show up out of nowhere. That's what happened with my wife, showed up out of nowhere. And then someone just pushed us together. It was my book agent, just pushed us right next to each other and said, oh, look, you're both in your 20s. You should meet each other. And I was like, hi. And that was how we met. Like the best pickup line ever. Hi. See, like, we get so worked up over pickup line. How do I talk to them? You don't need to worry about all those mental details. If it's the right person, it's gonna all work out. You can have the worst pickup line in the world. Hi. I like shook her hand. Hey. Yeah, I do handshakes. Yeah. So, what brings you here? The weather's pretty rad today. Do you agree? Right? And then it just worked out. Because it was exactly what it was supposed to be. My mind couldn't see it. The ego can't see it because the ego needs to be needed. It needs attention. And it doesn't want to be alone because it's the monkey mind going crazy. So here's a few suggestions that I did and that my wife did that allowed us to meet each other at the perfect time that I invite you to consider as well. But first, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit the good old like button on the side right over there to support this video and send it out in the YouTube universe. Now, here's some steps that you can follow if you want. Step number 1, imagine that you will never meet anybody. The end. No, I'm just joking. Imagine that you'll never meet anyone. How would you live your life? Imagine by meet anyone. Obviously, you're going to meet people. I'm saying imagine that you never fall in love again, or you never meet your soulmate. How would you live your life? That's what I did after that relationship failed. And I said, okay, so what would my perfect day be like? And I looked at it that way. Closed my eyes and I said, what's my ideal day? And it was wake up in the morning, go to the gym, get my work done, walk on the beach, eat healthy, all these things, right? And I had this whole day out. And I started living as much of that as I possibly could. No matter what. Because I said, look, maybe I will, maybe I won't attract the right person, but I'm not going to wait around because even if I did meet them, I wouldn't even be ready and I wouldn't be very attractive anyways because I'd be like, I've been waiting for you for so long. And she'd be like, who are you? And it would fall apart right at the start. So the paradox is by not needing them or waiting for them, and by focusing on creating your best life ever, your ideal day, if you're alone forever, how would your life be? What happens is when you meet them, you don't give off an energy of need. You have a natural exuberance to you. And that's attractive. So it's a paradox that actually brings the right person into your life, no matter what. Step number 2, write down what I said on a piece of paper. Now, what did I say? I said that they're not going to complete you. Whoa. Let's backtrack and let's get the exact words here. Okay, so write these down. I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Write that down if you're trying to attract romance, soulmate, you just went through a bad breakup. Make this a reminder. I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Number 3, get rid of any relationships, romantically speaking, that aren't an A+. Perhaps even practice some short-term celibacy. So what I mean by that is a lot of times people, they lose hope that they're going to attract the one. So they settle for B's and C minuses and D level and maybe even F level relationships. They don't even really like it that much. They just get together so they can be stimulated and they don't have to be alone, and maybe they have sex or something. So they stay in them even though they don't really want to be in them. But the alternative is they're going to be alone, and they've made it up in their minds that the right person probably isn't out there anyways, so they might as well have somebody. When you do that, you actually have you create your own reality. So you've submitted to that reality. you have no more space in your life for something better to show up. And you're not living out of the initial principle, is that you don't need someone else to complete you. Happiness is an inside job. So it takes courage to do that. It takes courage to, maybe on a Friday or Saturday night when you really want to be like around somebody, or you really want to, you know, be promiscuous. It takes courage to stay home and read a personal development book, or work on your side business, or meditate, or journal, or go to the gym. Like, and no one's in the gym, and you're like, wow, I'm such a loser, no one's here. That's the energy that starts to bring the right person into your life. But it means you have to let go of the good to make space for the great. And when you do that, that's the last secret, the last key that starts to open the door for the right person to come into your life. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. If you haven't yet, like button, subscribe, bell notification. Right there down below, pinned to the comments, you'll see my success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. I created a free success hypnosis to reprogram my subconscious mind, all the negative thoughts that I had that was blocking success and love and happiness, because I realized I had all these negative thoughts that were blocking what I wanted. So I created a success hypnosis. It changed my life. Over 600,000 people from all over the world have used it now. And it's totally free. It's right there down below. So go ahead, when you are spending your Friday night going to the gym, when you're spending your Friday night working on your goals, take a couple minutes and listen to this, and allow it to start to reprogram your mind so you can start to attract the most amazing relationships and other successes into your life. It's jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below. Remember these words: I don't need someone else to complete me. Happiness is an inside job. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Thank you for watching this video. And if you got someone that you think might get value out of this video, they just went through a breakup, they've been alone, they've been struggling with not finding the right person, send them this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Talk to you soon.